Hello, 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 my
Mhm.
beautiful Cecilia Goddess sister.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm so good. How are you, Claudia?
I'm good, my love. I'm good.
Mm.
So before we start with the interview, let's open a space.
Okay.
Are we invoking Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel to hold a space in the four directions? Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion, Metatron, the Christos, María Magdalena, María la Mayor, Jesús, extraterrestrials, beings of light, brother and sisterhood of light, Pachamama, Madrecita, Tera, the animal kingdom, your higher self, your council of light, Cecilia, my
Mm.
higher self, my council of light, for everything. They have to come out, we have to say, people have to know. It will be for the good of the collective and the good of us. I'm thankful, and so it is, and so it is, and so it is.
Mm.
Connecting with the earth and with the central sun right now in protection. Thank
Mm.
you, my love. Thank
Mhm.
you,
Thank
thank you.
you.
So when I met you guys, that was a very deep impression that I know you from so long.
Mm.
Very deep, warm love I
Mm.
felt for you, and really, it's few people that you remember, from past. You're like, oh, we have done this together. We have like this. I don't know how to say it in words, but it's really intense and beautiful. The energy that I felt when I met you, and the way that you channel is very, very good.
Mm.
It's really, really nice. The connection is pure, clear, and so I just want you to tell everyone what is your gifts and how you can share with us through Bagua Center and what you guys are doing in the next days.
Yeah. Well, I'm a channel and a psychic medium, as well as a life coach. I help people with their spiritual development and emotional healing. Um, I channel with a guide. I call her the goddess. She is magic, beautiful, feminine energy, as well as I'm able to channel other people. I'm very much a universal channel. I tap into people in the afterlife. I tap into people. I can tap into other people's energy fields, which is then where I can work with them, with my clairvoyant abilities, I should say, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance, and I use this to work really intuitively with people doing psychic readings and energy work, very shamanic energy work that is channeled from source. I tap out light codes with my fingers and use wind medicine to move people's energy. So that's kind of what I do in terms of
Very
services. And
beautiful. I love the last part of tapping the codes with your fingers. So
mm,
elaborate a little bit more about it because we need to let people know what that means exactly.
yeah, absolutely. So when I have my hands on, also I do this online too, so I can use my body for the same purpose. But when I have my hands on, I basically just kind of let them do what they need to do, and what channels through me is this, it's like almost like it feels like Morse code coming through my fingers, that my fingers start to kind of almost have a communication with the energy field of the person that I'm working with. There also, it'll be like writing, like information will be written on the energy fields of people, on their centers. Just kind of what I've heard is that this is instructions for the chakras, in order for them to start to move into alignment. And so as I do this work, this basically this Reiki energy comes through me, and it just taps through. And so my hands gonna take on a life of their own when I do this work, and it's really interesting, especially for me to be sitting in the background witnessing, you know, they just kind of move where they need to, and work through that energy. And yeah, so it's a special, it feels like a special experience when I have that with working with other people, to be able to use that medicine, and to channel that through. And then, yeah, and combined with the wind medicine, which is this shamanic breath work that I do, that just really clears out the channels as that's moving through, and they work very much in harmony. Yeah, it's a powerful energy healing, really.
Great.
Yeah.
What people need to, for example, if I wanted to have that experience of channeling one-on-one, what I need to do? Do I need to be sitting? What about food? What you recommend in a session with you?
Yeah, so it's usually like if I do my psychic and channeled readings, we just meet, because I do primarily my work online, especially it's when I work with a Bagua, just because I'm in Canada and you're in Miami, I work online through your center. So it would basically be just like this. We would sit here, I would open up the session with a prayer protection and a little meditation. And then most people would come in prepared with some questions that they might want to ask my guide. And then I would respond to these questions psychically, or my guide would just channel directly to them. So it kind of becomes this kind of intuitive dance that occurs through a session like that. When it comes to the energy work, I would just, I mean, in person, of course, it's just you lay down and I do body work on you. But online, I just get people to lay down. I guide them into a very deep meditative state. Again, prayer protection, and then I just start to do the work. I call their energy into my body, and I start doing the work on their body, and it's beautiful. When we come back out of that space, we communicate about what was felt on one end and what I gained from the other end. So the energy work itself becomes a psychic reading as well, because the whole time I'm getting that feedback from their field, and I can relay where the blocks are, maybe perhaps why, where that could be, start to bring awareness to anything that might be holding them back or keeping them stuck, keeping their energy center stuck. So yeah, it's just kind of depending on the type of session, sitting or laying down. But yeah, and then we also have tomorrow, we're doing our full moon circle, which I'm really excited to be hosting, and grateful to you for offering us that opportunity. So Josh, my partner, he is going to be doing breath work, and his gamma breath work is beautiful and extremely potent. And then I'll be guiding meditation. My meditations are channeled, so I guide people into that space, and then I allow whatever comes through to come through, and it will be inspired by the full moon, and I'll be calling in the energy of the full moon while guiding that meditation. So it's going to be really beautiful to just come together as a community, as well as our workshop on Saturday, which is our evolving consciousness workshop, which is something that we've been developing for some time now and been running for quite a few months together, Josh and I, where again, we open up with the channeled meditation in the same way. He guides his breath work, and then I give a channeled message from my guides. The message that comes through is always different, but it's beautiful, very high vibrational, and very healing. You know, they say that as they speak, more than the words that are being said, they're tuning people to the higher vibrations as they speak. And so that's been really beautiful. And then we end some psychic readings and just kind of tap into people, and people ask questions, and that just becomes this really fun uh, community inclusive. I've never, when we started running these workshops, they were in person, and that was cool, of course. Like there's nothing like connecting in community, but I've been really impressed with the cohesiveness that we're able to achieve through these online events. Like you would think with such a distance, but by the end you just feel like you're really all together in a space that we create within that
I
workshop.
agree.
So it's so
I
beautiful.
agree. I agree. I agree. And I feel when you were talking about your guides, and I see them, I see them really, really, really beautifully all around you, and
Mm,
holding a space with you. You have a very ancient beauty within you. And so more and more you tapping in that energy, more and more they're gonna come, and
mm,
more. It's a huge concept of light.
mm,
And it's important for everybody to know that we all do have concept of light. We all do have higher self. The higher
mm,
self resides in the pineal gland and is there ready to help. You can't
mm,
impose. You can't go like, hey, oh my God, what are you doing? No, it is there waiting for us to awake and to really connect and ask questions. And that
mm,
concept of life could be many beings you have through all your life, and many of them change as depends of
mm,
your evolution. So
mm,
trust that voice, and connect with people like Cecilia, that she is an amazing, beautiful instrument to take you there, to really is that bridge into your guides and you till you really learn how to do it yourself. It's
yeah.
important to really connect with people like her, and just start playing, and see how the energy comes, and believe in what you feel, believe in, and that it's true, believe that
Mm,
really is true. Because when you close your eyes, some people say, but I don't hear anything, but I don't see anything, but I don't feel anything, but what's going on? The first thought that comes into your mind when you're having this meditation, what Cecilia is doing in the beginning, then the preparation, then if you relax, the first thought is the information that comes. It comes very soft,
mm,
becomes very soft, or becomes tough when you like tapping into low vibration entities that you need to like extract. But you're not
mm.
gonna go in that in the beginning. I mean, and if you are, then know that you can be strong and take those and send those into the light.
Yeah,
um, can we do a little demonstration about the channeling, maybe
absolutely.
for them to see? Maybe we can maybe ask the guys to give um, a thought, what's going on right now. What is what the question could be, for example, for the collected, what is for us in the next 3 months, for now in 3 months,
Mm,
what's going to
yeah,
happen, or how's the vibration, what we can do.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Here, I'll call them in. We'll
Sorry.
see what comes forward. Mm. The time that we are present in is a beautiful time. And for some, this may be hard to see in this moment, but we assure you there is much evolution here on Earth now. There are many forces that are present in your atmosphere, and they are lifting the vibration, preparing each and every one for the great awakening that is occurring within your souls. Even those who have not yet felt that deep connection to spirit will begin to feel that vibration awakening within them. And we look forward to the coming months and the coming years as all mankind begins to reawaken to their deep connection to the divine source of all things. All those light workers that are here on this plane at this time have been placed here strategically in order to assist all those that begin to open their eyes to a new world, a new possibility of being. Turn to the light. Turn to the light workers. They are here to support as we move into this period of ascension, lifting into the heavens right here on earth. And we say, there is endless, infinite support from all dimensions at this time. We are here, we are here, we are here. We thank each and every one present, each and every one that this message may reach, for their willingness to turn their eyes inward, to lift in vibration from their heart, and to expand from their mind, from their consciousness, into the higher realm, lifting into the higher dimensions, not simply individually, but as a collective. This is happening now, and we do not say maybe. We say that it is happening. And this brings us great joy. Do not fear. All shifts that are occurring now are part of the divine plan and are happening for the greater good of all, so that all that is hidden in shadow will be exposed, will be seen for what it is and brought to the light, so that we can all return to harmony. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for listening to our message and for the opportunity to speak here. We bid you good day.
Wow. I felt it so deep, so beautifully. And I can feel the tapping, I can feel in your voice, the codification that goes through is very powerful, very powerful. I barely couldn't hold my head. They're very gentle, very beautiful, but the vibration are very, very high. These beams of light are really, really bright, and it feels so good. So much compassion and love and knowledge in those beings that you channel. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, God. It was so so nice.
Thank you for the opportunity.
So Cecilia, before we cut, I want everybody to know a little bit about you. Who is Cecilia?
Yeah. Okay, well, my journey really began, I mean, it began right in the beginning. Like when I came onto this plane, when I came into the world, I was presented with a lot of challenge, even in the womb. I was born to an addict and an alcoholic, and she had a hard time being able to show up in the role of mother, which is great, and I forgive her and I love her. She brought me into this world, but it created a storm within me. And as I came into adulthood, I entered into a period of um, disconnect, depression, anxiety, panic attacks, suicidal thoughts, eating disorder, OCD. I was just a shell of who I could be, and very having a hard time self-regulating. And I had this one night in particular where I found myself in a just crying in my living room floor, having this big realization that the way that I was feeling was very familiar, and the way that I was feeling was exactly how my mother felt. And this was confusing in the moment because she never raised me. You know, she I was abandoned from birth. You know, she was in my life, but not in the role of mother. And and what I saw in myself in that moment was the same misery that I felt from her, which was something that I took on from her while being in her womb. And when on this night, I realized that if I didn't do something differently, that I would just end up being like her. I would wake up at 50 years old, alone and unhappy, and having a hard time, and it wasn't what I wanted for my life. And so I told myself, and I cried out to the universe in that moment. And at this time, I wasn't spiritual. I would even say I was religiously atheist. But in this moment, I cried out to something bigger than me, and I said, I don't know what I need to do, but I need to do something different. And you know, when we make these cries to the universe, more often than not, we are not just heard, but delivered to where we need to go. And that's exactly what happened for me. This started an avalanche of spiritual awakening for me, and through yoga and meditation, breath work, plant medicines, vision fasts, and internal journeys of all types. I went everywhere. I needed to know it all. And so through all of this, I began to really awaken within myself and heal. And I really started to heal, and using all of these what some people would call like trauma or wounds, I began to use this as a tool for me to awaken and to heal myself. And so I'm actually quite grateful for all the heaviness of my earlier years and my journeys through my childhood and my life, because it gave me something to work with through my ascension process and through my awakening. And so now I'm have learned how to alchemize the emotions that live within me, to be present for them, to integrate my shadow and my light as one, rather than to cast off parts or to section myself off. You know, I really do believe that a true master sees the light and the shadow and accepts both. And that's a big part of my journey. And I've been really connected to it. I've really come to understand that before there were words, there was energy, and that this has evolved into the abilities that I'm able to express. And as you said earlier, I do really believe that this isn't something that just happens to a few blessed people. You know, this is something that is a birthright for all of us. This is the evolution of humans, is to awaken and open ourselves up in this energetic way, and to begin to lift into those higher vibrational places. And so I really do give myself now as a support for people who are having these awakening experiences, who are starting to tap into energy, or who are curious about moving into these spaces and starting to expand. Because like I said, I was just, if you had talked to me 12 years ago, I would have just said, well, I'm just your average individual. And if you told me I was doing this today, I would have laughed in your face. And so anything is possible with a bit of inner work. And so I really that's my soul calling, is to really help people reconnect with source and really connect with their higher self. So yeah.
So beautiful. And you and George have this amazing story about your lives. and like really connect with the light. After all what happened to you, you could be anything, but look, you choose to listen to your inner self and really
Mhm.
remember, you know
Mhm.
claim your power and remember who you are. And you're
Mhm.
always going to have help from your council of life. They're always
Mhm.
going to be there sending you a lot of information all the time, and more you can handle, more they're going to send you and give you, and as I always say to all my clients, that you have a bank account up there. You start just bringing all the gifts that you collect life through life, right? You
Yeah.
just hold it there, and then it's inside of your DNA, and it start coming out as soon as you need it, and then you claim it. That's
Yeah.
what you're doing, which is super
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. I'm grateful. This is a beautiful incarnation. I'm so like, I'm honored to be in this life and to be amongst light workers like you, to be connected. You said earlier that when we met, we knew that we knew each other from a past life. And I remember walking out of Bagua that first day. We came to Bagua to just introduce you to our workshop and just to talk about our workshop. And I walked out of that place and I said to Josh, I was like, I think we met Claudia for a different reason. Like, not just because of this workshop. There's something else. I think there's another reason. Like, I could just feel it, and it continues to unfold. This beautiful connection that we share. So I thank you for being in my life and for teaching me with your energy. You're a major teacher for me, for how I would like to be in the world. So
Oh,
I
thank you so
appreciate you
much
so
for
much.
this world. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. You're beautiful, honey, and energetically, I think we come from the same family. We come from the same planet. Because so when you start channeling, I felt like the connection very strongly with you guys.
Mm,
So
mm,
for those who haven't tried any medium channeling, please connect with Cecilia. Cecilia is a pure channel, beautiful one. You have a
mm,
really, really gentle feminine connection.
mm,
So as you know, she's gonna be tomorrow and after tomorrow through Bagua. So
mm,
down below, we're going to link all the information to you guys. And
mm.
yeah, stay
Yeah.
connected, stay tuned, and any information you need, you have in baguacenter.com. Also the Instagram and all the social media out there.
Mm.
So my love. It's a pleasure to talk to you, to feel your energy. Thank you for
Mm.
such a refreshing day. I felt it so beautifully. So it's nice on these
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
is the best information? What is the best on this 2 months or month and a half that you've been home that you can pass it to all of us?
Mm. I really, and I would have said this even before this whole thing, is that it's really crucial that we take that time to move our awareness inwards. And so often I hear people say, I don't have the time, I don't have the time. And I know I hate to be the one to say it again, but we've got all this time. And not only that, but if we don't make time for ourselves now, when will we? And the time that we spend inwards in meditation, in breath work, in taking care of ourselves, in taking care of our spirit, the more time that we spend doing that, the more time we have, the time that we spend outside of that becomes significantly more nourishing to us. And so I always say that if that's the thing you should be making the time for, and now that we have had all this time, to take that look inwards and just see what's going on within ourselves and get to know ourselves deeper, connect with our guides, connect with our higher self. This has been a magical time to do so. And as much as there's all kinds of things that to have full heart compassion for in this moment. There's a lot of suffering, there's lots of fear, and but uh, this is also, on the other side of that, there's always a light and the shadow in harmony, right? And so on the other side of that, this has been a beautiful opportunity for us to slow down in a way that we never have before, and I'm grateful. for that, because I think a lot of us needed it, and to just see what truly is going on within. So
I agree 100%.
mhm.
I
Mhm.
agree 100%. That's the best. This time of solitude, quiet, of stopping is like
Mhm.
reset button. It's been a reset button for me. Really good.
Mhm.
Like
Absolutely.
just be at home. With my daughter, I've been cooking. I've been like charging myself. So now I'm ready to again give. And I
Yeah.
realized that even though I love Bagua and that's what I do, I'm
Mhm.
really happy to have this time for myself. And it's so
Totally.
fulfilling. Now I can give even more to
Mhm.
others, right? I'm more
Yeah.
ready and more like centered. So it's really nice. I agree with you
Mhm.
100%. So
Yeah.
for the people that is out there rushing in to come back, just take your time to understand
Mhm.
that you need a minute. That's why the whole world
Mhm.
stopped. So just
Yeah. We came
hold
into
on
the
that
womb for a
energy.
while. Yeah.
Stop
Yeah.
that energy, yeah,
Mhm.
and feed yourself with it.
Mhm. Absolutely. Yeah, it's crucial. So important. Mm.
So beautiful to see you, my beautiful goddess.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. And if
with that being said, go ahead.
yeah, I was just gonna say, if anyone wants to find me, I'm my hub is on Instagram. It's at live.eat.breathe. So if they feel called to connect, I'm there, and then you can find me on Bagua as well, or through Bagua, I should say.
Yeah,
And
she's with us.
mhm.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
you just can click in there.
Mhm.
All right, my love. With that being
Mhm.
said, we're just gonna close the space right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Mhm.
We want to thank Archangel Mike, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel for holding a space in the four directions for us. Metatron, Quan Yin, all the extraterrestrial beings of light. Pachamama, Madrecita, we thank you. We love you. All the animal kingdoms, the central sound, and the heart of the mother, we thank you. We thank you, Council of Life, sister, your higher self. My Council of Life, my higher self, thank you. And thank you for everybody who is connected with us
Mhm.
right now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, love.
Mhm. Thank you, Claudia. I hope you
Thank,
enjoy your day. Sending you so much love, so much light, always.
thank you. I love you.
I love you so much.
Namaste.
Hmm.
Mwah.
Have a wonderful day.